Good evening. This is Juan Martinez. I'm going to be showing you how to set your weekly availability in Humanity. As you can see, we've gone to our URL box and entered in martco.humanity.com. We are at our login screen. We're going to enter our username. In this case, it's John Smith 175. Password. Logging in. You'll notice on the left-hand side here, two little dialog boxes says Set Availability. We're going to click on that. This gentleman currently has an open availability as it shows here, but once we click on it, we'll notice that there is some changes in here, and that's because the availability was submitted but has not yet been approved. So what we saw on the kind of the grayed out screen there is the fact that that's what's currently in the system as available, that it's still all green. So in this case, let's suppose management rejected this change, called us up, told us that this wasn't acceptable for whatever reason. Perhaps they need this gentleman available on Sundays, and anyhow, so we need to open up Sundays over here. So we're going to open up 1800 over here to 2300. We have to maintain some type of availability and compliance with our part-time status, which means we have to have some type of partial overnight and partial weekend. We could potentially come through, close out a few days over here, and the beginning half of the week on through here. And interestingly, this would still work for our part-time availability. It gives us an overnight here on Friday night, overnights on Saturdays. It gives us weekend days available to work, so this would meet our part-time requirement. And since this gentleman has a full-time job during the week, this is probably a much better schedule for him to ensure that he's not overly tired or fatigued. And this is how you set your availability for part-time officer. If this was a full-time officer, this weekly availability would have to remain all in the green. You cannot use your weekly availability to block out any portion of your week. As a full-time officer, reserve officers, interestingly, are in a different situation. But so this is what the full-time officer's weekly availability should look like. And reserve officers can actually go through here and block out their whole weekly availability, and then simply use the future availability function, which we'll discuss later, to open up time is available to work. And that's how you submit future availability, submit for approval, which in that case it wouldn't work. So we're actually going to go back and wouldn't work because that wouldn't be compliant. Open this up, say for the weekend, which includes overnights, and that would be compliant for the part-time. Submit. Approval request sent. We know it's good. Thank you for paying attention.